Hey guys, welcome back to Hypertora. I have my Tokyo treat for April here. They've obviously made a few changes to the premium box. Obviously the shape of the box has changed and supposedly it's slightly bigger from what they say, and it's going to contain a few more items, but without the price having actually changed. So as you'll probably notice, it's a lot more sort of wide and I want to say height if you're looking at it this way, width and height. But the depth has actually gone down a bit. I think it's normally, Tokyo Treat used to be about this deep. It's lost some depth. So whether it's, how much bigger is it, I suppose a bit hard to tell because they've reduced one dimension while sort of increasing the other two dimensions. But nonetheless, it does feel like a reasonably heavy box, and I have a few ideas of what's in here from a few of the teasers they posted on Facebook. But let's open this up and see what's inside. So it's really nice as usual, but they have their own sort of style box for this. But that looks pretty funky. So yeah, second anniversary edition. So I think that means that Tokyo Treat's been running for about 2 years now. So it's their kind of 2-year anniversary. But there's lots of nice items in this box. This is absolutely full. And I think these are kind of the items they were sort of teasing. I think they're 5 to 10 yen items. So they're not very expensive for them to add, but they can add a few more things to the box without really adding too much more cost by adding them in there. So I'm going to open this up as usual because I want to know. Yeah, this will be the Dagashi bag, which when I looked it up, I think it just means like you kind of cheap sweets from the shop that don't cost too much. Okay, do we have... They've got an evolution of past booklets. Aha, so we've got a kind of instruction thing here. I think I preferred how they did it before with the... I think they've designed this to be open from the other side, considering that most people didn't open the book from the other side to start off with. This almost seems like it's meant to be open the way that I suppose most of the world or the Western world opens their book from the left-hand side. And looking at the items here, that font's really small. They laid it out, normally they lay that out quite nicely. I don't know how they've managed to struggle with that. I don't know. It doesn't look through this. There's a lot more items. Obviously, the Dagashi bag's a little bit different. But nonetheless, let's get into this. So, this will be our Dagashi bag, which it comes from the small box. So we've got a few things in here. It's a combination of 4 random Dagashi snacks and 1 Omaibo. I can't pronounce that very well. But it will be included in your box every month. And they're a mystery, so you don't know what you're going to get into them. So these look like kind of rice crackers. Normally they come with some sort of jam and stuff you can put on them. These things I'm very familiar with. They're like corn-based crisps, a bit like giant Wotsits. If you've ever had Wotsits, but these look like they're pizza flavoured, so that's pretty funky. I think I've had something similar to these before. Again, they're kind of similar to Wotsit kind of things, but they're little balls, kind of puffed corn snacks. And I'm not entirely sure what the flavouring on that would be on there. What do we have here? Oh, it looks like we have some mochi. In there, some little mini mochi. That's really cool, and I don't know if that's like tiramisu flavoured or something based on the image that's on the inside on that. And then our final item in our dashi bag is a choco bat. So I think that's very similar to this, except it's covered in chocolate. It does feel reasonably solid actually, so I'm not entirely sure. It might just be it's quite solid, so it might not be similar to that. Sometimes we've had these kind of things with chocolate over them. This feels a lot more sturdy, so I'm not entirely sure what that is. But it's obviously chocolate. There. So let's get into the rest of the box. What do we have here? We have some savoury items. It looks like some sort of cheese fondue based item. This is scone rich cheese flavour. So apparently it's a very popular snack. It's from the premium box. There. It's will be very interesting. I wonder if it's just tastes like normal kind of cheesy crisps or cheesy biscuits. But yeah, we have next up some choco balls, which I think are I've had peanut ones of these before. I don't know if this. I think this might be chocolate coated chocolate. I'm looking at them. Oh, caramel chocoball. So I've had the peanut version of these before, but this is the caramel version. This is from the regular box. If you get the regular size Tokyo treat. And then next we have a Lottie Ghana milk chocolate bar. I usually when I get this kind of thing, they're kind of biscuity in the middle, but I can't easily tell from the packaging, and it looks like it's dark chocolate. So Ghana milk chocolate. So yeah, it might just be an ordinary chocolate bar looking at this. This comes in the small box if you get the small Tokyo treat. Then we have what looks like Pringles, or a version of Pringles. We had something similar to this in the box I opened yesterday for Taffy Mail, which is my American box. Except this is, they got a lobster on the front, so I'm assuming that's shrimp flavoured. Whether it's lobster flavoured or... Yeah, it is lobster according to this booklet, so that would be pretty interesting. I've never really had lobster, so that would be a bit different. That's from the small box, so you get that in every box of Tokyo treat. We have some Pocky. Pocky's a very popular thing for Japan, so and it's matcha flavoured as well, so that's a very typical snack I suppose you'd give someone if they wanted to try some stuff in Japan, which is a mixture of Pocky with your matcha green tea. I'm normally 50-50 on these. I love Pocky, but matcha sometimes I find a little bit bitter depending on how sweet it is and how they've mixed it with the chocolate. I think since last time I went to Japan I tried proper green tea in a tea ceremony. It was so bitter it's kind of put me off matcha slightly, so I'm never too keen on it as much anymore, but the chocolate I sort of get okay with. What do we have here? It looks like we've got another savoury item. They almost look a little bit like quavers that we get in the UK. These are from the regular box, so they're just corn puffs, according to this, which sounds very familiar to what quavers would be. If you don't know what quavers are, I assume they puff corn a bit like that, but in a kind of unusual shape. We have, what do we have here? I can't tell at all what this is. It looks like it was going to be discs, but almost, is that like a pineapple? So we have a honey soy sauce rice cracker. Okay, so it's a rice cracker. Soy sauce flavouring is going to be interesting. Obviously it's a giant rice cracker. I know we can get rice crackers in the shop, but I don't think I've ever seen a soy sauce flavoured rice cracker. So we get to some sweet items. I love this kind of stuff. So we have peach. At least I believe it's peach. Yep. Gummies. And I love the gummies. I love the kind of sweet sugary items, which we don't always get too many of in the Tokyo treat box because they mix it with a lot of savoury items as well. But yeah, I absolutely love these, and it looks from the packaging that we're going to have a nice gooey inside on that as well. And the image very much reminds me of the nectar drink that you get in Japan. And I think this might be one of our premium items. So, Rement Sakura Sweets Blind Box. So, you'll find a cherry blossom influenced sweets minifigure. So obviously this is a box I think where everyone gets something different. From a selection of things. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So there is when you get these things, there is a kind of, I think it's like chewing gum or a little sweet that comes inside the box. Yeah. So we got a little tatami mat, a bowl, a spoon and some ice cream there to go inside that bowl, which is pretty funky. That's really cool. I probably won't assemble that right now. But that's a nice little addition they started putting into Tokyo Treat a while ago. There's some into the premium boxes, some little things that aren't sweets. Next up we have Pokemon themed wafer. I think this is normally because they have a Pokemon sticker on the inside. The wafer itself doesn't actually have anything to do with Pokemon, it's just a wafer with some chocolate in the middle. This is from the regular box, so if you get the regular box you'll get that item. So it does feel like there's a few more things in this box actually than usual. I'm trying to think where to start next. So we have some Bacon Robbins Love Potion. It looks like an ice cream flavoured chocolate maybe. This was sort of teased on the Facebook group. So love the famous Baskin-Robbins ice cream flavour, which is a combination of raspberry cream and raspberry sauce covered in milk chocolate. And they look like heart-shaped chocolates with a kind of mousse and maybe a gummy or a gooey centre in the middle. So these look like they're going to taste really nice. I absolutely love chocolate which has kind of gooey or gummy stuff in the centre that Japan does, especially Sakura flavour, but that's obviously raspberry. And then we come to our DIY candy. So this is usually yeah, it definitely is. It's a premium item. It's a Chorus Candy Apple soft candy. So I do wonder if this is going to be some of the stuff where you don't need to add water. Maybe it's just I think it's a bit almost like Play-Doh. It's a kind of sugary thing that you just mold into the shape that you want. You don't have to do too much with it. It even looks like the balls might be really rolled up, and you just dip them in sort of the sauce. So we'll open that up in a little bit and see what that's like. And on our final item, which they teased online as well, is a special limited edition Coca-Cola Sakura bottle with original taste. So I believe this is just normal Coca-Cola on the inside. It's just got a Sakura design on the inside. So they just said, does Japanese cola taste different to the one in your country? I doubt this would taste very different because Coca-Cola is normally very adamant about, and things like McDonald's are very adamant about keeping the taste as much as possible the same wherever it is. And I've had Coca-Cola in Japan before. So I might actually leave this one. Actually, no, I will try it because it's got an expiry date anyway, so I don't want to really leave it past the expiry date at the end of December. So I'll give this a go. Obviously, I'm going to keep the bottle from this because it's a nice kind of collector's item, special edition. It does sort of say, experience this spring with this limited edition bottle. So I don't know whether Coca-Cola do that in Japan for special events quite often or not, because it says like special edition 2017 on the back of the bottle. So, but yeah, this is everything that's in that box. I'm going to try a few of these things, so I'm going to give the Coca-Cola whirl just to see if there is any difference. But it's nice to have it in something else that isn't a can, or where it's essentially a can but in the shape of a bottle. And that to me just tastes like normal Coca-Cola, which is really nice. I don't think Coca-Cola has done a Sakura flavour yet. Pepsi has. I don't know. I'm not sure if Coca-Cola has. If they haven't, they definitely need to. But yeah, that's a really nice bottle for just your standard Coca-Cola there. Okay, so let's open this DIY candy. Want to see what's in here. Oh, that smells really sweet and nice. So what we got? We have a toothpick, and then we got some little balls here. These are really soft, so they're malleable. I think you can mold them a little bit if you wanted to. So I suppose these are our candy apples. It smells a bit like sour apple. From the yeah, when you open this up, you immediately smell apple. It's almost like some sour apple candy. Now I kind of want to switch this over to the instructions. From looking at the back of the packaging, I don't think there was really much need for me to look at this, but I'll sort of put that there anyway. And some of you guys sometimes do lose your DIY candy instructions. So there it is, and you can pause the video if you need it. But yeah, so I believe from this we've got two kind of mini trays here. I can put sprinkles in one and the kind of sugary candy apple sauce in the other. And then presumably I stick I would have thought there might be a few more sticks, but you stick this into the apple and then into the sauce. So I will give this a go. Which means I'm going to end up having to eat all of this today because I don't think that sauce is going to keep very well. Without trying to make a mess at the same time. This is, if it's like toffee apple, it's going to be extremely sticky. And I'm not sure if there's an easy way of opening this. Oh, there is an easy tear. It's on the other side. There we go. So that goes into here. That's really thick. you can see that, that's some really thick. I'm trying to not to get that on my fingers because I have a bad feeling it's going to be extremely sticky. There, and what I'm going to do is use my kind of bag here from the mystery stuff just to put that inside so I don't get covered in goo. So, I believe it looks like they're kind of yellow on the inside. We put our toothpick into there, like a candy apple, wrap it around in the sugary goodness there, and then into the sprinkles. And we have a little candy apple gummy sweet, which looks really quite nice actually. So it definitely has the apple taste to it. There's a lot of sugar in that. It's quite sweet. There is almost a hint of sourness from the apple flavouring, but that's really nice. And I'm obviously going to have to finish that as soon as the video is over. But I do want to open a few more things up on camera. I want to have a look at these kind of peach gummies, which have a gooey centre for you guys. So these look very much like they're designed by the same one that did the kind of frogs and tadpole things we had a little while ago. They must be the same company because these look very much similar to what they did for them. And I'm not sure if that's a gooey or if it's just a kind of slightly softer centre, or some of them might be gooey, some of them might not be. But that has a kind of very nice peach, kind of nectary flavour to it there. I do want to have a look at kind of these chocolates to see what they're like. When I saw this online, I thought it might have been some sort of cake or DIY. I wasn't looking in detail enough to realise it was an ice cream flavour. That's really nice. They're all individually packaged as well on the inside. So Baskin Robbins. And it's a little heart-shaped chocolate there. So it's definitely got the raspberry flavouring to it. And at the bottom of that, you've got kind of a mousse with a liquidy top to that. That's really nice. That's some really nice chocolate. I love the Japanese chocolate that's a bit like this. I might even be able to find similar stuff to this in the UK, but presumably it'd be like luxury chocolate and I'd have to go to a chocolate shop for it. Whereas this stuff looks like it's kind of more readily available in Japan. And I've seen some similar stuff in an Asian food market nearby, which you just don't tend to see in UK supermarkets. You get all sorts of chocolate bars, but not too much like that with some nice gooey and gummy centres. I might give the soy sauce cracker a whirl. So that's the cracker there. I don't want to eat the whole thing right now. It smells a little bit soy saucy, but not very strong. So it's been coated, it's my only rice cracker in the middle, if I don't put crumbs everywhere. Yeah, it tastes fine. You can definitely get the normal rice cracker taste from that. I think soy sauce just complements that, and supposedly I think it's got some honey in there as well, according to this. So honey soy sauce. So that is actually quite nice. I'm not going to open these because I've had similar things to these before, so I'm not too worried about that. As well as with the dagashi, because they're sort of 5-10 yen sweets, so they're not too much difference in there. I think this is the one sort of amiibo item, which is the mochi. I will have one of these. So I'm trying to work out what the flavouring is. They smell nice. Oh, these are really soft. It's been a while since I've had some mochi bits this soft. Almost tastes a lot like marshmallow, which is quite nice. There. Yeah. It's very marshmallowy taste. It's really nice. I think this is just a normal chocolate bar. I will quickly open this to see what it's like, if I can get it open. I probably may not eat it. I just want to see what this is like in terms of a biscuit or chocolate bar. Yeah, so I think it just looks like a normal chocolate bar there. It smells like a very rich milk chocolate. It says milk, so it can't really be dark, but it smells very dark chocolatey, but with some milk in there. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave the video at that for today. There's a lot of items in this box. I think it's really nice to have had the upgrade with the Dagashi, the kind of, I probably aren't pronouncing that right, but with those little mystery items in there, that was pretty cool. And I'm loving the limited edition Sakura Coke bottle with the cherry blossoms on it, and the kind of new box. I suppose it allows you to see a lot more as soon as you open the box, rather than just the leaflet straight on top. I can't tell too much whether it's how much bigger it is. I think there may be a few more items in there. I'd have to look back for a previous video to work out whether there's a lot more items. I think maybe the Dagashi is the kind of the extra stuff that's been put in here. And other than that, it's around about normal. But yeah, it's a really nice box. An interesting change and update for the anniversary. But that's it for this video. So please do comment down below and let me know what your favourite item was from this box. Or if you're from Japan, let me know what you see locally and stuff in here that maybe you don't see very often. Please do comment down below with any other sort of comments if you want to know about some of the stuff I haven't opened. But I've kind of had similar stuff before, so I don't really want to open them now. And please do like the video if you enjoyed it. And please do subscribe to my channel if you want to see more unboxings. But otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.